Hello, I'm Ms. A. Welcome to class W1005, and this is the fifth class of a six-class series. If you've been with me for the past five classes, welcome. However, if you're joining me for the very first time, welcome to you also. But I do have to say that it would be good for you to take a look at the past classes because there's a lot of information there that you should have, and it will help you going forward in your other classes. Plus, there are special activities that will happen in the sixth class, which you will need the information from the past classes. So go ahead and take a look at those classes and get that information to help you further yourself, your learning, and to help you in the future class. I also mentioned that there are various materials that you will need for each class. One is a dictionary. You should always have a dictionary. Just read it, look at a word each day, learn a new word. That's how you learn new words. Take that dictionary. But for this class, you need to have it because we have activities with the dictionary. So you need the dictionary, you need a piece of paper or a notebook. A notebook would be better, but if you don't have it, a piece of paper, because you could save that notebook and keep it for future times when you need to go back and look at those notes. You should have a pen or a pencil. And you should also have this little book here. It is called Verbs, Nouns, Adjectives, and More Grammar Fun. There's information on getting that book in my bio. There are a couple of charts, various activities there. Take a look at page 32, a wonderful word builder activity. Plus, I will be having a class featuring this book. And it would be good to have it because, well, you would have to have it for the class because you will need it. So again, welcome. I'm Ms. A, and I'm here to help you become better writers and readers because they both go hand in hand. The more you read, the more it enhances your ability to write. You see what others are writing, you get ideas, you learn new words, and then you become the star writer. Even though you might think to yourself, I don't like writing, I'm not good at it. But if you practice, you know what they say, practice makes perfect. Well, maybe not sometimes, but still, if you keep doing it, in time, you will become a star writer, which your teacher, you will thrill your teachers. They will see, oh my gosh, you are just really advanced in what you are doing. And you can do it and have fun doing it because writing and reading takes you to new places. You learn about new people, new things. So pick up a book and read it. You should read it every day, maybe just a little bit. If you can't read several pages, read one page a day at least. Okay? It's important. Just like writing, you will be doing it for a few years to come. So why not do it right and do it the fun way? You can take it and take this information and it will help you. You can use it for years to come and become a wonderful writer that your teacher will be shocked. How did you find out? How did you know about that? Well, I took this little class and I learned a little sneaky tool. As I always say all the time, I love writing and it can be fun. Although you might not think it's as fun as going to the movie, I love going to the movie. I get my drink, delicious. And I always have the popcorn. I don't know what it is, but I just think the popcorn at the movie theater, it is just wonderful. And I just have to have some whenever I go to the movie theater. So Just like going to the movie is fun, writing is fun. So follow me along and learn some very important tools to help you become a better writer. Now, in the past class, I showed you a picture. And let me just show you that picture. And okay, look at that picture. That looks scary, doesn't it? Very scary. Let me just read to you what I thought of when I saw this picture. Our jungle adventure was fantastic, except for the mosquitoes. I had bites all over my legs. The trees and plants were beautiful. There were pink flowers with curly leaves and white flowers with orange colored leaves. One of the trees was so tall, it kissed the sky. As we were walking through the trees, we all stopped suddenly. Several feet in front of us was the meanest looking dinosaur. His teeth were 50 feet long. We all quietly turned around and walked the other way. Thank goodness the dinosaur didn't see us. There you go. I just thought of that from looking at this picture. And that's what writing can do. You can see something and it can just bring thoughts to your mind and you can write about it. And that's how you become a wonderful writer. Now I have a new picture to show you for this week. Take a look at this picture. What do you think of that picture? What do you think you're gonna write? I am already thinking of something right now that I can write about. Look at it a few more seconds. Just let it go through your mind. And remember, I always say that when you write a paragraph, the minimum is 3 sentences, but no, that's not enough. You should at least be writing 5 sentences, okay? I say 4, well, 4 to 5 at least, okay? So look at that, write a nice paragraph. Send me that paragraph. I would love to read what you have written and would be so excited to see, to read what you have written. Okay? And don't worry about it. You can do it. Just let your mind flow and those processes and those, your spinning thoughts. Let them just flow down, flow out on that piece of paper. But remember, at least 4 sentences, okay? No less, at least 4. Oh, that's one of the activities. And that's an imagination building activity, right? I love that imagination. Now, I also have been mentioning things about punctuation, using various words in the right way, punctuation marks. There are commas, there are exclamation points, question marks, all things that you have to use when you are writing. Yes, we had one activity which showed what your paragraph would look like if you didn't use any punctuation. It would just be a jumbled mess. So of course, those things are very important, but there's also various words or phrases that we need to use properly when we're writing. And sometimes you can use one word incorrectly, and it can pretty much ruin your whole writing. Today, I would like to talk about using are or is. And so I've seen it where a student will have this disagreement, as I will say, because you'll see what it's called with the are and the is. Okay, so let's just take a look at that. Are and is. Remember I told you about that disagreement? Well, that's that subject verb disagreement, okay? Sometimes they're just not meshing and they're not having a good time because they're in disagreement because the writer didn't write things properly, okay? So this is what subject verb disagreement is. When the subject and verb in a sentence do not match in number. They're in conflict, which is the same as disagreement. Now take a look at this sentence. Here's an example. The team are excited for the game. Now, when you're reading that and listening to that, do you think that sounds right? The team are excited for the game. So it's a single team. So should it be are excited or should it be this? The team is excited for the game. Now, if you think that is the proper format, you are correct. It's one team and you're making it more in a plural context. So the team is, it's one team. So single is excited for the game. The team are is if we have more of a plural situation going on. So here's an example of that in the next sentence. The cars is blue. So here we're talking about more than one car, right? But does that sound proper? The cars is blue? Well, they're having a little tussle right there, and that's that verb subject disagreement, right? They're disagreeing. Here is the proper. The cars are blue because we have multiple cars, but they're all blue. So in that plural context, it's are, but if it's a single one item, it is. Okay? You can keep that, take a look at that, and just remember when you're writing a sentence, if you're writing about a plural item, then you're using are. If you're writing about a single item, you're using is. The book is good. You wouldn't say the book are good. That wouldn't make sense, right? You would say the books are good. So that's just an example of that subject verb disagreement. So remember when you're writing your sentences and you're using the is and are, maybe take a thought back to this little information here that'll help you with that sentence writing, okay? Now, I always talk about figurative language. Very important, figurative language, because figurative language presents tools for us to make our writing more exciting. And I'm always talking about happy writings, writings that piques the reader's interest, right? You don't want the reader reading and just, oh, wow, I'm not, I don't think I want to read that anymore. It's not popping out to me. But there are ways to make your writings more friendly, I should say. Let's just say friendly to the reader. Now, here's an example of a sentence. Let's look at this sentence. I am very hungry. Okay, so you write a paragraph or you write a sentence or something and you're writing a paragraph, you use that sentence and you say, I am very hungry. There is absolutely nothing wrong with that sentence. I am very hungry. Perfect. But here's another sentence. I am so hungry that I could eat an elephant. Now, what do you think about that sentence? Could you be so hungry that you can actually eat an elephant? No, I don't think so. But that sentence gets the reader thinking and may even make the reader laugh because it would be impossible for you to eat a whole elephant. You're kind of exaggerating there. And that is introducing our next figurative language tool, which is hyperbole. Hyperbole. Hyperbole is a boldly exaggerated statement that cannot be possibly true. So is it true that you can eat an elephant that you're so hungry? I mean, I have had times when I was very hungry and my stomach was growling loudly and I was embarrassed. But I certainly could not eat an elephant. I mean, I could say that, but there's no way that I could actually eat an elephant. So, our second sentence, this sentence is an example of hyperbole. I am so hungry that I could eat an elephant. Now, I've mentioned various other figurative language tools. So that's what I'm saying. If you are here for the first time, you need to go back and check those all out because they are perfect tools to use in your writing to help it pop and sound a little more exciting for the reader. Now, when I was reading my story about the dinosaur or my little paragraph about the dinosaur, did you happen to notice something that sounded a bit like hyperbole? Hmm, let me just read it for you again. Our jungle adventure was fantastic, except for the mosquitoes. I had bites all over my legs. The trees and plants were beautiful. There were pink flowers with curly leaves and white flowers with orange colored leaves. One of the trees was so tall that it kissed the sky. As we were walking through the trees, we all stopped suddenly. Several feet in front of us was the meanest looking dinosaur. His teeth were 50 feet long. We all quietly turned around, walked the other way. Thank goodness the dinosaur didn't see us. Okay, now, did you hear a couple of hyperbole sentences in that paragraph? Yes, I purposely used a couple because I want to use that for the example for the hyperbole. Now, just see if you can think what they are. But that's what I mean when I say grab the reader's attention. That is figurative language. And all the various tools that I've mentioned, plus this one, are the ways to make your writing grab the reader's attention. the reader will be excited to read and continue to read what you have written. They won't, like I mentioned before, start reading. After a while, they'll be, oh my gosh, this is just not exciting at all. And they may not want to continue to read. But using figurative language will keep them reading and add a little bit of exciting things in there. And when you're writing for your teachers, just a simple paragraph, throw in maybe one of those figurative language tools. Wow, just imagine if you can throw in 3 of the ones that I've mentioned already. Oh my goodness. That paragraph, your teacher will just be flabbergasted. Big word, right? So remember, figurative language. Take a look at the book. There's information in the book about it. And there's also exercises in the book too. But use it. Those are tools that are very wonderful to help your writing give the reader the joy to read what you have written. Now, I always have a word for the class, and today's word, what is the word? Hmm. What is that? Words. The word is words. So for each class, I have asked you to write down the word that I have given in the scramble because again, it's class 6, we'll be having a little activity with that. So this is the word for this week or this class, words. I also have a sentence. Let's see, let's see what we have here. I love, I love you. Hmm, what is this? I love to. Okay. I think you can see what that says now. I love to read. I love to read. All right, be sure to write down that sentence also. And I hope you've written them all down because you will need them for class 6. Another activity because you can't write without words. You have to have words and you need letters, right? Very important things to have. Those are the basics, right? The words, the letters. So be sure to write that down in your notebook. Remember I said notebook or your piece of paper. Go ahead, write that down. And okay, in class 1004, I asked you all to find a word that began with the letter R. We're supposed to write that down. You were supposed to get the definition of that word and write it down, remember? Okay. My word was, let's see, my R word was or is repeat. Repeat is to say or do something again. Like I am repeating the talk of figurative language in each class, right? repeat. So that was my word. You should have that word written down in your dictionary, on your, well, in your sheet. Well, it's your own personal dictionary, okay? So you should have that written down in your notebook or your sheet, whatever word you selected, okay? Yes, that's how you build a dictionary and build your own personal dictionary for words to use. Now, for the next class, now listen to this letter. For the next class, I would like for you to find a word, get your dictionary, go ahead and get it. Give you a couple minutes or seconds, okay, not minutes. Search for a word that begins with the letter Z. Wow, maybe a tough one. So go ahead and get your sheet, write it down right now, really quick. Look it up, write it down. A word that begins with the letter Z. I will have my word next week. Well, I say next week for the next class. Okay, so go ahead and write that down. Be sure to keep all of them. I hope you didn't have separate sheets for each class, and I hope you kept one sheet and have them all written down on the same sheet or in the notebook. That will be wonderful. So be sure to have that, keep that. And now, oh, let me tell you about this activity. You can do this activity if you're up for a challenge. Visit this website for a fun activity. It's what's happening activity, okay? So go ahead and jot down that website there. Go visit that website. And it's basically a little writing what's happening activity. Now, I always close out with a couple of pages of reading from our favorite little mouse story. And it's, The Lost Treasure of the Emerald Eye. Geronimo Stilton, our wonderful adventurous mouse. We're reading about he and his sister. So let's see what's going on right now, where we left off. Let's see. Right up front, no discounts, not even to relatives. Cash only, he shouted in our ears. Is there somewhere quiet we can all talk? Asked Thea. Trap led us into a library filled with books on every subject. Cats, cheese, cats who eat cheese, and mice who love them. Mice who love cats? I don't know. I think that's a little bit not right. I don't think a mouse would love a cat. Well, maybe in this book, okay? The air smelled musty, as if the windows hadn't been opened since Christopher Columbus discovered Mouse Island. All of a sudden, we heard a horrifying sound. Meow! Thea and I leaped in the air. Cat! We shrieked together. Trap rolled around on the floor in a fit of laughter. Ha ha ha, he sputtered. That's no cat, it's just a tape recording. Oh, wow, how rude. It comes on automatically as soon as someone enters the library. Pretty cute, don't you think? Adorable, squeaked Thea, rolling her eyes. Well, it does keep rat burglars away. And slimy sewer rats, too, smirked Trap. I wonder if I could take out a patent on it, he added. I could just hear the wheels turning in his tiny mouse-sized brain. I can make a bundle, he mumbled, his eyes shining. Then he turned back to us. So anyway, what are you two looking for? I don't have much time to shoot the cheese. Shoot the cheese? I'm a very busy mouse, you know, he added with pride, puffing up his fur. Trap listened to Thea's plans with half-closed eyes, but I could tell he was interested because his tail started to twitch when he mentioned the emerald eye. Okay, I'll join you, he agreed. But anyone who dares to lay a paw on my part of the treasure is a dead rat. Oh my gosh. We toasted to a successful trip, and twisting our tails together, we squeaked. To our trip, friends together, mice forever. Okay, so next chapter, I'll go ahead and begin that. Take me with you. On my way home, I stopped by to say hello to my favorite nephew, Benjamin. He's a cute little guy with tiny flappy ears. Uncle, read me a story, he cried when he saw me. So I sat down in the big comfy chair in the den. Ben loves stories. I love stories too. When he was younger, he always zonked out before I had a chance to finish my tale. That's why I dedicated my book, Stilton's Cheesy Tales for Tiny Mice, to him. To Ben, I wrote, may you stay awake long enough to finish this book. Today, I can hardly believe my little nephew is already 9 years old. I remember when he was just a squeaky little thing, drinking cheese sauce from a baby bottle. Cheese sauce? You're going on a trip, Ben asked when he heard about my plans. Oh, please, please take me with you, Uncle. I can be your assistant. I can carry your notebooks. And I can sharpen your pencils with my cat tooth pencil sharpener, he pleaded. Sorry, Ben, I said, ruffling his fur. Maybe next time, when you're a little older. Then I laid my right paw on my heart and tugged at my whiskers with my left paw. This is a salute that we mice use on special occasions. It means that the hearts of two mice who love each other will always stay connected. Oh, take a look at that. Very nice. And I will end there for this reading. Hope you enjoyed that little section there. I've been reading along. It's a wonderful story. So I would like for you to join me for the next class, which is coming up. The final class. We have a little activities. Again, thank you for joining me in class 5. And hope you will join me for number 6.